Greetings! You're watching this video because, like me, you're most probably really concerned about what's happening in our nation and in the world with all the mass shootings, terrorism, wars, and refugee crisis. No matter what, it's devastating to hear about another mass killing or a child being killed or washed ashore because of war. It's even more devastating not knowing what to do about all this, or how to prevent the next crisis from hitting our own neighborhoods or schools. The feeling of helplessness and powerlessness is debilitating. We seem to have become a nation of mourners as we sit in fear and wait for the next attack or assault to take place. At least this is how I felt month after month, year after year, hearing about the next shooting in our schools or the killings abroad, or not knowing about the fate of the thousands of Syrian refugees fleeing their country. All this was just too much for me to bear. Both as a mother and a psychologist, I began to feel compelled to do something. I was feeling more and more responsible for being part of the solution and not just a passive bystander. I just didn't know what to do. So I sat down and thought hard about how I could help. Here, this woman, one individual living in the United States, trying to figure out what I could possibly do to help alleviate some of the pain and suffering in the world. It seemed like a daunting task. Then finally, I realized that as a psychologist, I am trained to help people find a way out of pain and suffering, and also to educate people about conflict and conflict resolution. But then I couldn't quite figure out how to help the people overseas without leaving my responsibilities behind here at home. So I decided to do it online. I thought if my words of healing and encouragement could help even 10 people, I would feel as though I'm making a difference. After all, 10 is better than none. I thought if those 10 people could find the strength to hang on another day and fight for their survival and fight for a better life, then I have succeeded. So I went to the only medium I know of, which is Facebook. I told my webmaster I'm going to write a series of posts with positive, uplifting, and compassionate messages, and I want you to start sending them out into the world where there's a lot of social unrest and turmoil. And he said, sure. And so together, for the next several months, we started to target certain areas of the world where he found out that the people there could really use some of the positive messages and support. Within a few short months, I went from a few followers on my Facebook page to 5,000 followers. That's the maximum number of followers Facebook allows you to have. But the friend requests continue to pour in to my inbox daily to this day. People started to share their thoughts, their concerns, and their grief, all the while letting me know how much they appreciated that someone from halfway across the world is showing them love and concern for their well-being. Along with my posts, I also started to make a series of short videos, much like this one, where I shared much of my knowledge and expertise on conflict resolution, relationship building, trauma healing, and community building. Soon, I started to get requests and invitations to teach at different schools abroad. Last month, I presented a lecture on peace building to the students at a university in Pakistan. All this was done through using YouTube and Facebook. The videos continue to make an impact, and there is more and more demand pouring in from people who want to hear more about healing and peace building. During this time, I was thinking about all the issues that people are facing and how they need to have the knowledge, education, and guidance to deal with the difficulties in their life. So I began writing and putting all my thoughts and years of experience into a book format. With the help of an editor, I finished writing the book in about 6 months. I thought if I could have a self-help book to offer people about what they're going through and give them exercises and suggestions on how to heal, then I could be even more helpful. Once I finished writing the book, I thought the hard part was over. I was excited and believed that all that was left was finding a publisher to get the book made and ready to distribute. After all, I thought having a Ph.D. and years of experience shouldn't be too hard to get a book published. Well, I was wrong. Little did I know that things are very different these days in the publishing world. As many of you know, publishing a book these days is not like how it used to be 10, 15 years ago. For one thing, we don't even have physical bookstores anymore. And so finding a publisher to just look at your proposal is a monumental task. I realize that I don't have the luxury of time to take months and months to write the proposal, only to pitch it to an agent who might be able to find a publisher who's willing to pick up the book. I need to get this book out there today and start helping people who are reaching out to me every day. This is why I'm reaching out to you. If you've liked what I have shared with you so far about my journey, and also believe in the same power of what a transformative vision can do, then you know that a book like this can really make a difference in the lives of people who are struggling daily. Once I have my book in my hand, I plan on teaching workshops, both online and in person, here in the US and abroad. I would be able to come to your community and teach the same principles that are laid out in the book and show people how to best apply the teaching to their own life to create change. I can even help set up programs that foster the same principles described in the book. Also, the reason why I feel it's important to publish this book as opposed to just use any other book is because in my book, I give many examples of people whom I've personally worked with who come from very different cultures than our own, speak different languages other than English, and have very different backgrounds, like different faiths, different values, different socioeconomic status, and sexual orientation. All these examples make the book unique and more user-friendly by people of different cultures, which is very important in building trust in a cross-cultural connection. So, if in 30 days, 1,000 friends make just a one-time donation of $20, I will have enough money put together to go to an independent book publisher and have the book ready within the next few months. Your contribution towards this cause comes with the greatest sense of appreciation and gratitude from me, and also the recognition that together we have participated in making something real and significant happen towards bettering the lives of those around us. I thank you in advance and look forward to hearing from you soon.